Hello, BookTube. All right, we're back for part 4 of my November Q&A, and we are on to Tom Allison. I'm trying to increase my reading speed without compromising my comprehension. I know it's not a race. It isn't. That's true. That's absolutely true. It's only interesting. It's only important if you want to increase your reading speed. If you're a slow reader and you're happy with that, fine by me. However, I feel like I could simply read more with a little pace. Any advice? Love the channel, thanks. I do have advice, yes. Number 1, stop sub-vocalizing. It's a thing that most readers do. You don't need to do it, and it drastically slows you down. And that is when you are reciting the words as you read them. You're not saying them out loud, but your brain is reciting them as vocal words that your eyes see. You do not need to do that. That is not necessary to read. Lots of the reading that you do in any given week is not sub-vocalized. When you look at a street sign with instructions, you're not sub-vocalizing. You're taking it all in visually. You should stop doing that if you can. And keep in mind, it's going to get frustrating because you've been sub-vocalizing for your whole life. So trying to stop is going to be hard. It's a long-standing habit of yours. It's going to take time. You're going to fail a lot. But once you do, you'll double or triple your reading speed. Once you're reading with your eyes instead of your mouth, you'll double your reading speed at least. That's number 1. Number 2 is to focus on what you read, to focus while you're reading, which means no snacks, no drinks, no TV, no ear pods, no phone, no nothing. You're supposed to concentrate on what you're doing. That also feels like just alien advice in the 21st century, but nevertheless, it's true. You have to concentrate on what you're doing. And the third way is to do it. It's a muscle, like anything else. You have to work it to practice. So just do more reading, devote more time to reading. If you do those 3 things, your reading speed will go up. I guarantee it will. Let's see here. As Leapy Channel says, hi, can you give an update on the library for the Mound City National Cemetery? Yes, the Mound City National Cemetery reached out to me. They've got a new building, a new old house. They want to make a little core research library of Civil War books. They reached out to me for some advice and a little bit of scouting at the Brattle for that. And I did one initial buy for them. And the project is ongoing. That library is nowhere near full. So I don't know that I'm going to remember to put the link down below on this video, but they could very much stand either your cash donations or you sending them some Civil War books that you find yourself. Let them sort them out. If they want a keeper for their library, they'll know. But it's the Mound City National Cemetery. If you Google that, you should be able to find them. Jenny Parks says, as you are someone who has traveled extensively, would you ever consider making your own travel book tag? I'm still waiting on Book Time with Elvis. Book Time with Elvis gave us a couple of great travel tags. I'm still waiting for him to continue that. I don't want to take over. And I don't think that my travel-related tag would be like most people's. I didn't travel like most people do. I was not a tourist anywhere. I've been everywhere, and I've never been a tourist. So I don't know that it would work as a travel tag. And do you have plans to celebrate your birthday when you finally reach 30? Well, it's 2 years off, and I'm not looking forward to it. After 30, it's all downhill. Elisa Cocciarelli says, how do you figure out if an actor or actress is really good at what they're doing? Are there some things you look for in particular? I, for one, am terrible unless it's completely obvious to know what good acting from bad. Well, one good way to start is to broaden your sample. Most people that talk about movies in the 21st century have never seen any movies from the 20th century except Fight Club. That is bad. That is really, really, really bad. If you have not steeped yourself in classic Hollywood, then you don't have anything to compare modern acting to. I've heard people with a straight face call Brad Pitt a great actor. The only antidote to that imaginable that I can think of is to watch great acting, to go back into classic Hollywood movies and watch great acting. I think if you do that, it will jump right out at you. I don't think you'll need a chart-by-chart program to figure out what's good and what's bad. I think it'll jump right out at you when you see it. My advice would be, go to Netflix or whatever and just watch one of the tabs will be something like classic movies, something like that. Go there and watch the oldest movies there. just stay there and don't watch anything else. And Lydia Joy says, what do you think of works of fiction that are written by co-authors? There's some sort of a trick. I always put off by that, although I don't mind if a nonfiction book has two authors. With fiction, I guess I want it to come out of one person's heart and soul. What do you think? It's just possible that I have been a co-author on some novels, including one or two you may have read. It is possible to do. I understand what you mean, that you want the vision to come out of one person, but sometimes that one person is no longer capable of embodying that vision. They might have it, but they're no longer capable of giving it legs and arms and putting clothes on it. And they might need someone to do that with them. And that is possible to do in an organically faithful way if the person is willing to sit, talk, eat, learn the mind frame, the wavelength of the person who has the vision. Then it is possible to do. I understand, but I find collaborative fiction quite interesting. And that's it. That's it. We're done. Wow. Fantastic. All right. Well, that was our November Q&A. How wonderful. So much fun. So I'll wrap this up. This one will be shorter than all the others, but I want to thank you all. Once again, obviously, as always, I want to thank you all for these great questions. These are so much fun. So I'm gonna wrap this tail end version up early, and then I will see you soon. Thank you, BookTube.